Let me be honest. I'll get this out right now. Let me be honest. I was not the biggest fan of the Abraham Washington character, but he was starting to grow on me, and he is a good character, and he draws a lot of heat, and he was getting much needed heat on his tag team, the Primetime Players, the team of Titus O'Neil and Darren Young, and they were actually starting to grow on me. But now, this morning, I've run across a video from Deluxe Man explaining his outrage because Abraham Washington has now been fired from the WWE because of his comments about Kobe Bryant. Not because the Kobe Bryant comments were so offensive, but because WWE is scared it will hurt Linda McMahon's Senate campaign. What the hell? Correct me if I'm wrong. You know, I'm 37 years old, and sometimes I'm a little forgetful, but isn't this the company that makes fun of a man, Jim Ross, for having Bell's palsy? Isn't this the same company that fought the government not once, but twice? The first time over steroids in 1994 and a few years ago when the Chris Benoit murder-suicide happened, when the U.S. government was considering regulating pro wrestling like they do basketball, baseball, and football? Isn't this the same company that had Triple H, who reportedly didn't even want to do this angle but did it anyway, make love to a dead corpse? Isn't this the same company that has had John Cena, not in recent years, but overall in his career in WWE, has had him make gay jokes on numerous occasions? Isn't this the same company that had Edge and Lita nearly get buck-ass naked on national television with a live sex celebration? Isn't this the same company that let Vince McMahon, the owner himself, show his bare, untanned, crusty-looking ass on TV to do the Kiss My Ass Club? Which, that always begs the question. You remember when The Rock helped Trish Stratus, J.R. Ross get their revenge on Vince McMahon by forcing him to kiss the butt of Rikishi? I never understood why we could see Vince McMahon's bare ass on television, but yet when Trish Stratus pulled down her pants and showed her behind to tease Vince about kissing her butt, they didn't show her ass. I'm just saying. I think you could get what I'm referring to there. But getting back to this, I could find things that were much more offensive than what AW did. And correct me if I'm wrong, didn't they just induct Mike Tyson into their Hall of Fame a couple of months ago? Well, it was WrestleMania 28. Now, personally, I don't think Mike Tyson did rape Desiree Washington. And I always thought, and I still think to this day, she was full of shit. But the bottom line was, he is a convicted felon. He was convicted of rape. Whether he actually did it or not, he was convicted. Kobe Bryant, his case, I think, was even weaker than Tyson's. And I always thought the woman in that case was full of shit. I mean, at least in Washington's case, there was some reasonability. And based on Tyson's past, he could have raped her. I don't think he did, but he could have. I mean, and on Kobe's case, that girl, once they found like more than one pair of semen in her panties, to me that was a wrap for that case. But more importantly than all that, Kobe Bryant was never actually convicted. Yet you get scared about comment about Kobe Bryant, yet you have a convicted rapist in your Hall of Fame in Mike Tyson. I mean, whether he did it or not, the fact is he was convicted. But getting back to this, I'm starting to wonder who has the dick and who has the pussy in this marriage. It seems that Vince McMahon is really bending over backwards to try to help Linda. But I say this, Why can't Linda McMahon defend herself against these other politicians running for Senate? Why does the WWE have to suffer because she's running for Senate? Honestly, I don't give two shits about Linda McMahon running for Senate in Connecticut because, one, my ass lives in West Virginia. I'm a West Virginia resident. I'm a West Virginia native. And two, to me, it has nothing to do with WWE. I'll tell you what, though, if I did live in Connecticut, I would vote against Linda just to give a proverbial middle finger to her and WWE. Granted, politicians will go after her through the antics of WWE over the years, but you know what? That's politics. Like it or not, that's just the reality of politics. Messing up your product won't help her at all because they have all kinds of material to use. Especially firing one man will not help her. Now, all because they want to kiss Linda McMahon's old crusty ass, Abraham Washington has to suffer when there have been far worse skits and situations that have gone on in WWE. And honestly, except for when it first happened, no one's really made us think about it. In fact, I'll be honest, I had almost forgotten about it until I saw the Lex Men's video this morning. And yes, I am going to this place not only for racial reasons, but status reasons as well. I wonder if this would have been John Cena or Randy Orton or Triple H, or let's put a little color in the argument, if this would have been even my boy, The Rock, that would have said this, would they have been fired? My guess is not likely. I doubt even CM Punk, who status-wise isn't as big as those guys are, would have been fired. He might have been suspended, but not fired. All I know is Abraham Washington is getting fucked with no Vaseline, and this is bullshit. WWE, Linda McMahon, and I'm speaking for me and myself and I, can suck these nuts. That's all I got to say in a nutshell. I'm out.